plastics. Ooh, wait, I got something. Alright, let's see how we're gonna do this. Just a little bit. Pair of Gilliman's stupid thing. I need a flat, hard surface, I think. Oh man, where the hell did that go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, now this is gonna be a hard part. there we go. Repaired Gilliman's little tail thing there. That's that piece right there that broke off. That one right there. Hopefully that stays. Almost looks new. Almost as though it was never damaged in the first place. We wanted to go check out the helmets. I think it was perfect. I'll add one drop just in case. Should still be okay. I need to look at. I need to pull up Gilliman. And there he is. Everything essentially is blue. Except for that one shoulder pad, which is going to be all gold. I need to clean dye a little frickin' thing there. Might be a little too flowy, but we'll see. It's a little too flowy. Add a little bit more blue. So intricate. Lots of pieces, should I say. More so than anything. All the spots first before moving on. Just before getting to those hard spots. Actually looking really sexy. Yeah, you do. I'm it's looking pretty good too. If I do say so myself. I don't think I'll be able to finish him before I play though. Yeah, I mean, I've always liked the Ultramarines, even back in 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition, when everyone seemed to have hate them. Hey, what's up, James? And the what you call it is like really popping out, isn't it? quote-unquote edge highlighting. It's like crazy, isn't it? But man, all that out to paint gold. It's like really, really popping. So the reason why I'm painting him first is because I want him to dry up, and then I hope that I can maybe get some black coat on him, and that way I can get 2 paintings done on 1 model today, as opposed to like kind of one paint per day kind of deal. Like blue and then black. But with Gilliman, because I do play him as a model in 40k, even though it's not competitive, and he actually kind of hurts your army. I've been doing pretty good though. I have more wins than losses. Just need to get mine and make him death. What? Oh, do you have the new Calgar or the? Oh, I don't have my Calgar. Do you have the new Calgar or like one of the older ones? Do the fine paint and get some of those in-between spots here. Spots that I could not quite reach with my Sigma army put together. Ah, hey, what's up, Tiki? What Sigma army are you going with? Now, I hope I don't mess up the sword, though, because I'm terrible at painting the flame. Soul Blight Grave Lords. I have to look them up. I used to play fantasy, and I love my beastmen, but apparently they are no longer a thing. But I'm still gonna paint them up because I have a lot of models that are beastmen that I haven't even assembled. They're still new in box. Because I have like a massive beastman army. Well, I say massive, but I do have a beastman army. And I want to complete it. I don't think it's Age of Sigmar though. Oh boy. Paint these darker if I need be. Those abs showing here, Gilliman. Show them that you're not just a desk jockey. Okay. Man, I say Gilliman looks so cool right now. Alright, let me take a look at Let's see, Age of Sigmar. You're death, I'm sure. If only you let me open up a brand new page instead. There we go. Age of Sigmar, death. Soul Blight, Grave Lords. Okay. Oh, it's one army. I thought Soul Blight would be one and Grave Lords would be another. Vampires. What is that lady? It looks like a werewolf. Well, why does she have bats though? A lot of fur for sure. Bats and dogs. So, Twilight? Is that what I'm seeing here? Hold on. Oh yeah, I'd take a look at the character names for sure. Let's see, because I haven't played Age of Sigmar at all. It's Luca Vale. Luca, where are you at? Luca. There you are. Mother of Nightmares. Whoa, is that like a bat-human hybrid? That's actually pretty neat. Huh. Okay, 2 times Terror Heist. Terror Geist. Okay. Zombie dragons. There's gonna be like elites. Only 40 type models. Huh. Oh wait. Zombie dragons are not. These are like baby dragons or something? 2 times 10 death rattle. Death rattle skeletons. Whew. I'm guessing you're just kind of getting started. This has got to be like a small list, right? There's no way this is like the average average list, I suppose. Man, I want my freaking Beastman. Wow, really? Dang, that doesn't seem like a lot of models. A Lord to Terrorgeist. Is that Chaos? Or am I Destruction? No. 2 characters. Is that like a pretty average size army, or I know back in the day vampire cons were super expensive, but their characters are super ridiculously strong. All you have is essentially just like characters, and there's a whole bunch of like 4-point models. It's not a lot of models compared to some, yeah. Orc clans, Spike Kids. Huh. Yeah, I'm sad. Man, no, Slaves to Darkness. No Beastmen. I wonder who I would play then. Death, Chaos, Blades of Corn. I remember we used to have Cornagors. Actually, I could play Blades of Corn and use the models for 40k. Wait, were they in previous editions? I thought I saw like a book of Beastmen, like on eBay and stuff, but I think it was for Age of Sigmar, I believe. Ooh, I could use. Ooh, hold on. Well, yeah, I have this one model that I want to print and paint so bad, but it's very intimidating. It's one of the first few models that I got whenever I started 3D printing. I'm gonna link it in the chat as soon as I find it, and it's going to be my freaking Bloodthirster, I think. Um, where is it at? Is it, well, I do have a lot of aliens. Where'd you go? I do have a lot of Zinch stuff. Very Zinchy type things. Birds as well. Where the heck did he go? Hold on, wait a minute. Well, that's one. That's not the right one, though. Huh. Where in the world did he go? And then there's the Epic Avatar. Change Epic Avatar. Another model I want to paint so bad. It looks so cool. Did I miss it? Oh my gosh. Where I don't see it. I'm gonna refresh. That's not good. Ah, they were in third. The Thunder Chicken and Cinch are such cool models. I do like whenever I sign up earlier on these things, I was gonna go demons and 3D print them. There's a lot of demon models that I have, Zinch in particular. Cause I was gonna go for my Chaos. I was gonna go Thousand Suns, but never really got them printed. I do have a really here's one of the models that I want to print. It's not a Bloodthirster though, but it's for a Zinch one. And then, dude, how could I miss that model? It's massive. Found it. So that's the Zinch one, and this is the Corn one. I don't know how big this model's height. 306 millimeters. I wonder how tall is that in terms of inches. It's a foot. Holy smokes! It's a foot tall. Hold on, inches. Inches. Yeah, 12. Wow, holy smokes! That thing is a tall model. The freaking Corn Demon, the Epic Corn Demon, is not even that big. It's 271 millimeters. Which is 10 inches, 10 and a half inches. Holy, wow. Huh. I guess because the wings are stretched up top, that's probably why. But boy, it's a complicated model to paint, and probably a complicated model to freaking, that looks really cool. Oof. An idea I thought for it, but yeah, anyways, let's put him up and let him dry. I'll do this one later. Yeah. Alright. brand. Don't know how expensive demons are. Alright. Definitely need to get my upholsters painted and have them as a priority as well. So I guess we're going back to the black paint because I need to blacken those things out. And I need to get those stupid little hover things. I need to find them before I lose them permanently. And paint the inside of this thing. I don't know about painting the inside, man. That's just that's a lot of work. How's your day going, James? Was it the same old like every day? Always? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It means it's reliable. No surprises. You can count on your day being the same and nothing wrong with the day. Because if there's a change, man, it could be something. Yep. could be something like, you know, change can be a bad thing, but it also could be a good thing. But you just never, you never know, and you don't really get the pick. So the same means it's the same. You don't have to worry about picking. But if it's different, you can only hope that it's good, not bad. I need to get that other thing in here. I think I can go with a bit of a bigger brush, I think, with these guys. Don't need to be too precise, I don't believe. I do need volume. Paint that side. I guess maybe I do need a little bit of precision. I can't just paint like that. That's not good. I'm making a mess of the area around here. Yeah, I guess I have to rethink that. I can't just willy-nilly paint like that. So fine detail it is, crap. But maybe it'll still go by quicker. It's better now that it's my weekend. That's for sure. What's up? You missed my Gilliman. But he might crop up a little bit later today. Oh, excuse me. I'm guessing you play Adeptus Mechanicus? That's a bit odd. Oh, you're just starting? Have you bought any models or anything? From Australia, Torn. What's up, man? I guess I'm getting people from Australia a lot, too. Where is Australia? That is south of Asia. Huh. It is in the nighttime over there, I suppose. How's it going? Guitar box set and the starter set. Nice. You gonna get you Belisarius Call? I heard it's pretty good, actually. It might be an auto including your army, I believe. I guess, Thorn, what's your story? Just getting into 40K or long-time veteran? painting all these little nubs, man. It's not exactly an exciting paint, but it's got to be kind of done. Ooh, damn. Since what edition is that then? It might be. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, you an old fart then, older than me. So you only do Dark Angels and Tyranids? I'm kind of curious about it. I mean, I tried to play, I guess the second edition Kill Team. I don't know. A lot of people just didn't really play it. I tried. I do have my Beastman with Kill Team. Raven definitely. Time this stays for large scale 4K battles. Yeah, what's I guess what's a large scale battle for you? Otto, what's up? Oh, thanks for showing up. Actually, I just stream just so I can paint my models and hope people show up. I don't think I'll teach them anything new or anything like that, but hopefully I can just encourage some people to get into 40K and play. Whoo! What's the points though? Man, my God, 6 to 8 hours. Oh my. Yeah, and I think the largest point scale I ever played was just 2K, maybe 3K at most. Just people don't really have the models for that, or the time, I suppose. Oh man, almost done with this nibs part of this stupid repulsor. Down. What's that? Well, if there's a will, there's a way, as they say, you know what I'm saying? So. Oh, 7,000, okay. 7,000 for 68 hours. That's not too bad. Actually, that's pretty quick for, roughly quick for 7,000. Yeah, no kidding, right? So many models to move. Alright man, take it easy. And thanks for stopping by. And showing off your 7,500 point army, or 70,000 and 35,000, your 105,000 point army. Maybe one day I'll have that much. I doubt it. I'd flex. Take it easy. Man, I have to do this one more time with this other impulsor. And then my repulsor as well. Jeez. All these little nubs. But at least it's easy enough. Make sure that I at least got majority of it black. It doesn't have to be perfect. Not looking for perfection. Alright. All this painting is just to hide the underneath, because hopefully no one plays their game like this with the repulsor going around like this. You know, hopefully it's always like this, you know, going around like this. I don't play in official 40k tournaments, so I don't have to worry about, like, you know, painting it completely, I suppose. But it's nice to have a fully painted army, at least what you can see. Maybe I'll get into the bottom of it once majority of my army's painted. Because the gun needs to be painted too. It's a... I'll say this music's pretty dang good though. But is it alright? I've never really tried it. Generally speaking, you need primer for the paint to stick. I've always wondered that myself, honestly, but I've never really tried. I mean, you can try it. You just, I think there is someone who has done that, but it's not usually good. There could be some paint out there that that may work, but most people that I've seen, especially the professionals and stuff, they always base coat their stuff. So, what you could do is, you know, the sprues that you get. Once you remove all the stuff from the sprue and you've assembled your models the way you like, you can try painting the sprue itself, because it's the same plastic, and you can use the sprue as an example to see whether it's something that works or not. Like maybe you want to run it through mineral spirits and see if that'll allow the paint to stick. But you know, I highly suggest base coating first. Everyone does it. Be a sheep like the rest of us. But there's a reason why they do it. Yeah, I do that quite a bit actually. I what I call it, I put it through a blender. I call it that, but you're not actually putting it through a blender. Most of these models actually have been repainted. This is their second time being painted. If you paint really well and you use really thin coats of paint, you could probably just paint over it. But I don't. So what I do is there's this product called, actually let me, it's called LA Totally Awesome. Let me find a link so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. and some people have used. I think that's the best product, honestly, to strip off paint. If you have any resin on it, it will actually eat the resin. And if you have any, I don't know if I have any models here that has the stuff in the bottom that I used to put. But if you put like clay, not clay, modeling clay, I guess is what it's called, it will eat through that too. Now, again, I don't have the other models here. But anyway, it's called LA Totally Awesome. You soak your models in that. If you want it done quickly, you'll get a jewelry cleaner. And the jewelry cleaner I got is like about $65, $70, and it's completely worth it. Especially if you want to what you call it, have a lot of models to do. It really works really well. So I guess the bottom should be dry enough. So this guy was already painted and I scrapped him. So I just base coated him white and I painted him the blue that I want. I'm waiting for him to dry so I can paint what's supposed to be gold black, and then I can paint it gold. So the paint really peeled off of him really well, and I almost got to completely all plastic. It's not quite all plastic, but really close. There's a few areas that are kind of hard to reach that couldn't quite brush off with the toothbrush. So what I do is when I run it through that cleaner with the LA Totally Awesome, I run it for about 20 to 25 minutes. It'll get majority of the paint off, and what I do is I put it under running water with a toothbrush and scrub off as much more of the paint as I can. And if I needed to run it again, I will, after I try to scrape off as much as possible, because the cleaner, the jewelry cleaner and the LA Totally Awesome will have all the paint in there that came off of the model. So if you can get most of it off, you can keep reusing it for a little bit. And if you really want to save money, if you have a way of straining out the paint and reusing the old LA Totally Awesome, then that'd be great. I would highly suggest doing that. What else? Yeah, I don't know how long it takes for you just to soak it in there. I'm sure soaking it for 24 awesome. I read your comment. I'm sure soaking it for at least 24 hours maybe, or you can just periodically check on it just to see how well it's coming off. You can maybe soak in there for an hour and see if it needs longer or shorter time. Some of the newly painted models that I have, I literally ran it in there with it has a vibrating function and also has a heater function. So it heats up the LA Totally Awesome and it vibrates the water at a certain frequency. Then it just kind of peels off the paint. And I remember grabbing one model, and once I run it through a cleaner, literally the model was clean. I didn't really have to scrub it. It did a really good job. But the longer the paint has been sitting on the model, you will definitely have to scrub it. You'll definitely have to run it for a little bit longer period of time. So here's the thing right here. This model right here, I'm gonna put this. That answers quite a bit of what I was wondering getting into it. That you don't have to just buy new models to keep your... Yeah. Well, if you have a 3D printer, you can print as many models as you want and practice on that. But this model, I'm going to scrap because this is my first iteration of the blue. I base coated it baby blue, hoping that the edging will be like a light blue, but it's not light enough. And plus, I use a lot of blue on this because it's like solid blue, as opposed to like this, where it looks splotchy. But I kind of like that. It makes it look like the paint is like, fading unevenly. Ultramarines don't take care of the vehicles, okay? But I'm gonna dump this into the LA Totally Awesome, and I'm gonna scrape it all off. I hope I can get rid of all these stuff. I shouldn't have added all this extra stuff. I don't really care for it. I'd much rather have it a very simple model, just all the weapons and stuff, but not any extra stuff on it. Make it looks nicer, but it makes it more complicated to paint. And I care to play more than to paint too much extra stuff. So you'll see that tank in there soon. And if that tank comes off clean, I know the LA Totally Awesome in that batch is going to be completely used. Well used. Yeah, well, you know, maybe. So I need to do what else on this guy? But yeah, LA Totally Awesome really works the best. I think there's this person called Goobertown Hobbies or something like that, and he did a test on like a whole bunch of ways of stripping paint. He tried alcohol, he tried some other cleaners, and he found that LA Totally Awesome worked the best. I've used it and it really worked great, so that's what I buy now. It's relatively cheap for like half a gallon. It's like $7. That's actually kind of expensive, but it's cheap. Cheaper than buying new models. I will say though, no problem. I will say though, there's this one guy that I play with. I don't know what he does. I don't know what he base coats this model in. I don't know what he paints it in. It just sticks so hard, it's crazy. I had to run that thing forever through the freaking LA Totally Awesome and that cleaner just to try to get most of the paint off. I mean, the model itself wasn't gray anymore, but it was blackened. So he uses a black base coat. I don't know what he uses, but it doesn't get rid of that, like, it looks like it stains the what you call it, the model, the plastic of the model. Less than too much chickens, a small fry. Yeah, nowadays, yeah. 3D printing, do you think it's much cheaper and better to 3D print models rather than buying sets? I do, actually. There's a lot of upfront costs for 3D printing because, you know, the 3D printer itself is going to cost a lot. It's going to be like, to get a good one, I highly suggest getting one that has auto leveling. Now, mind you, are you talking about resin or FDM? But regardless, I guess, auto leveling is mandatory. That will make your life so much easier and so much better. Let's see. And it will be cheaper over time, especially considering that the cost of buying an entire army, it's like nowadays it's over $500. That's probably, honestly, not even 2,000 points. If you buy like the combat patrols to get 1,000 to 2,000 points, you're not going to have models that you need or want. You're going to have some of them, but that's just to freaking rack up cheap 2,000 point army. But you're going to need vehicles which are like, excuse me, like this guy right here. Now it's like $180 or something like that. So this alone is about almost half the cost of a 3D printer. But there are still maintenance and precautions you have to take with a 3D printer too. So don't think of it as something necessarily easy. You have to be willing to put up with the, not necessarily the maintenance, but the precautions you have to take when you do 3D printing. Here we go. Speaking about 3D printing, I'm going to pull out something real quick. So you see the orange and blue? That is a fully 3D printed army. All the orange and blue, including the purple and black. And this. A gummy bear. A gummy bear motorcycle guy. So, I don't know what you mean by free. They cost points in the game, and they cost money to buy to get. So this is a fully 3D printed model right here that I painted up. And depending on what color your 3D resin is, this is a resin print, by the way. So Yeah, not too shabby. So this model looks really, really cool, and I really like. He's a ninja, so he's gonna be like. I think they say ninjas wear purple. That's like supposed to be darker than black. I've heard that. But anyway, so yeah. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Free in like what? Like cash money or like points wise? And I guess these white guys here are also 3D printed, and I 3D printed the base as well. So this is for a game called Infinity, and the reason why you see like so if you see this guy, like you see right there, and then the front, and then this act right here. That's this 180-degree arc. And basically, positioning and facing matters in Infinity. That's the reason why I have those little. You see the white and blue there. Same with this person. You can see the little notches. There we go. So, kind of like how my painting technique really works with these little models too, decently anyway. And her face has a little bit of a green splotch because she's it's like cyberpunk-ish. I think I like everyone has so much that you can just put you guys and someone if they are right. She's saying that the models are old and don't need to be bought. Oh, well, I'll say this. You know, you saying that actually, my shop that I go to, the owner says he will pay people not to bring him any rhinos. I'm like, what? He said he will not accept rhinos even if it's free. He just has so many rhinos, and you know he'll pay people to not give him any rhinos. I'm like, are you serious? It's still a viable model, I think. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know about that. I didn't realize rhinos were just so abundant. Like, I guess technically they were giving them away for free at some point or something. Yeah, here I used this site. Let me go to the actual home page of it first. Now I will give you hints as to I'll give you hints here. They made some changes a little bit. So it used to be when you buy it, you know, you'd pay the price, and you pay the price, and then you pay the your local tax or whatever. But now they added a little another tax from the website. Because the website will hold your STL files and stuff, and they used to not do this, but now they're doing it to collect more money. It's not really that expensive. It's like a maximum of 89 cents per purchase. So it doesn't matter how much you have in there. The most they'll charge you is 89 cents. And I think there's a minimum too. So I'd wait until they have sales, and then find all the models you want and make one purchase. That way you don't have to pay that 89 cents once. But if you buy like one model here, you'll get charged 49 cents or whatever it is. Buy two models there, that's another 89 cents. It kind of adds up. If you're rich and you don't mind that, then you can buy whatever you want at any time. But I'd wait until sales. They just did get through a sale, and they might have I'm sure they'll have Black Friday sale. Because sometimes they'll have like 50% off the cost of the models, the STL. And mind you, you can print as many as you want. Like those models that you saw that are painting, they're duals. But I printed many of them. Actually, we can see this guy. So this was free. It was given to me by a dude I subscribed to. Oh, and also be on the lookout for, like, when you go in their Patreon, they sometimes give you a 50% off discount. You just pay for like 1 month and you get the discount. and then you buy all the stuff and then you quit. But I've been with this guy for a little bit because it's only $1 and it gives you a pretty good discount. And plus it gives you free models. So here's the 3 of the same model. You can print as many as you want. How long I've been painting? I don't know. I started in 3rd, 4th, and 5th edition, but I would say my painting skills at those times were very much garbage. I started this back in 9th edition. So not very long, honestly. I developed a technique which makes it very easy to paint. As you can kind of see, it's splotchy and kind of like dark in certain areas, but missing paint in some areas, like right there. Not missing, but it's like faded. And then the power fist is very solid, and it looks like it fades forward or up. So, I highly, kind of. I like to think of it that way, but professional. Oh, here's a good one, I guess. A fully painted model that I have. So you can kind of see even his cape kind of has that effect. Yeah, exactly. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. And I don't want to sit here and spend like an hour on every model. I would do that with characters. I would suggest, you know, taking your time with characters, but your infantry and stuff, find a good technique to find a good technique to paint them quickly. You know, make them look nice, make them look good, and but find a way to make painting enjoyable. That's the main thing, really. So here's a character that I 3D printed the head. It's supposed to be like a flesh face, and I don't like flesh faces. So I 3D printed the head and attached it onto him. And I kind of have the painting technique on him as well, but he's not varnished yet. So whenever I varnish it, it'll actually darken the blues, and it'll really make those like edge highlighting pop a lot more. So you can kind of like see Gilliman here. I just painted him today. I base coated in white. You can see like the white kind of popping out a little bit. When I varnish him, it's going to pop out even more. But actually, most of that white's going to be painted gold because it's gold armor. But yeah. Use slate metallic black to make armor look pitted and gritty. Yeah, I mean that is. I bought sponges too to do that because I saw someone on YouTube do that, and it looks really good. There's the gritty darkness of like the sponges. I don't know. Like, I want to at the same time, not really. A few 3D printers on campus, and I can use it for free, including the filament. I don't have to worry so much about buying. Whoa! So if you do filament though, I don't think you'll come out with. It depends on the 3D printer, because some 3D printers can't really do like really fine prints. Filament printer for me, it's like printing bases. So you can kind of, let's see if you can see. You can see the layer lines there, and this is printed on the bottom, and then the top. You can kind of, you probably can't really see it, but there's layer lines as well there, so it'll look very like woody, like. So I'd say be careful in terms of. I mean, you could try printing, but you have to learn about supports and stuff. You can't just put a model on the 3D printer and expect it to print just fine. You have to make sure you do your supports right, and well, that's pretty much it. Your supports right. I highly suggest watching some people who do 3D printing on YouTube and see how they do it. See how to 3D print a model and all that. Hopefully it'll explain in enough steps. Filament models are not really all that great, but it is getting better. FDM, sorry. FDM or filament, yeah. Resin so far is the best for models. because they can go like really, really thin lines. I don't have, I can't really show you an example other than, again, this is a resin model right here. It's not fully painted. I can't really show you an unpainted one because I don't have one. But it looks like a genuine model. Or if you look at the base, you can kind of see the lines there a little bit. It kind of pops in and out when the focus is on it, which FDM and filament has a kind of a limitation a bit of how thin the lines can be. Resin is much better for modeling, but there is a lot to learn about it. Safety and stuff, and the fumes and all that stuff. FDM printer, since it's just plastic, you still kind of have to worry about the air quality. You just have to get an air purifier, keep it in the room, and when you print, you know, it'll pop up some dust and stuff, but it's not as bad as resin printer. So FDM is much easier to get into and to maintain, and to, you don't have to worry about too much, but it's not as good as resin printer for modeling. But it is getting there though. It's really crazy how good it is. But I'll say watch out for like supports is the big thing. How you print on an FDM printer and how you print on a resin printer are two different ways. You'll definitely need to learn how to print on either one. Yes. Definitely you know, do YouTube check on like how to print on a FDM printer and stuff like that. Hopefully you'll find the one that tells you, you know, when you print something like with overhang, like this sword, if you can see it going out, you know, you'll need support that supports it from the back so you can print without it like flopping down. Because you have to understand how the printers print. They start from the base layer and work their way up. If there's like really, like for example, if it's print like, so it prints like this from this to bottom on the way up, it won't be able to print this in thin air because there's nothing supporting it. So you'll have a lot of misprints if you have to have support for here, so that whenever it prints that, it can print on top of the supports. Otherwise, it will fail to print because there's nothing there. The little FDM or the filament will come out and just fall to the ground. So be mindful when you find out what kind of printer you want to print with. Resin's going to be the best for models, but it's it's toxic, and you need like a cleaner. Whereas FDM is very simple. Once you're done printing, that's it. You're done. You don't have to do anything extra. You can base coat right away. Whereas resin, after you print it, you have to wear gloves so you don't get any of that resin on you. Then you have to dip it in either alcohol or water, depending on what kind of resin you get. Then after that, you have to put it into a cure that will finalize the cure. And once it's done curing, then you're done. You can touch it, no problem, with your hands. But then the water, after a while, you're gonna have to clean that water, and the way you clean it is you cure the water. Make sure all the resin is cured, because that stuff is very bad for the environment. So resin is very, it seems like it's very tedious and a lot of work, and it is compared to FDM, but once you get into the groove of things, it's pretty simple. If you have the proper equipment and stuff, and the ability to do, to clean the resin itself. Then once the resin is cured, it's perfectly fine to touch and handle, and then you can throw it away. So the water that has all the used resin that came off your models, you cure all that resin, then you can just dump, once all the resin is cured in that water, you can just dump the water and you can throw it away the resin. But you should not dump the water or the alcohol if it still has uncured resin in it. I use water washable resin because I'm cheap. I don't have money, and And what I have to do is I have to dump the water into a container, cover it with something so animals can't get into it, leave it outside so that the sun can cure it and evaporate the water. People who have money use alcohol, and with alcohol, you leave it outside, it's going to evaporate on its own and leaving only the resin. So cleanup with alcohol is much easier, but there's a cost to it. So if you want a little bit easier time with resin and you have the money, you know, alcohol is a really good way to go, because once it's done or used up, you can just dump into like a bucket, make sure it's covered so animals don't drink it, and the alcohol will evaporate on its own. If there's sunlight out there, it'll help it evaporate, and then once all the alcohol is gone, the sunlight will cure the resin that's left over. And once that resin is cured, you can just throw it away. A lot of information I gave out there. It's really weird. It's like a what do they call those classes? Master class. We'll call this amateur class now, because even a teacher doesn't know everything. And this is Titus with the helmet on, because I don't like non-helmeted models. I will do everything in my power to put a helmet on it if I can. Oh man, this thing's splitting. Also took note on some of the things you mentioned. Yeah, so if you use resin, you're gonna need a thing for your. Just look up how to do resin. But a few quick things you need. You need not the. Oh shit! There's a couple of types of gloves. I think you need latex gloves. You'll need a mask. You'll want to have some eye protection, because when you remove the models from the build plate, some of it will pop and it could go into your eye, and you could end up being blind, not because it poked your eye, but because of the resin itself. So yeah, resin can be kind of scary, but as long as you follow safety protocols, you'll be all right. Well, I love helping people, honestly, man. And so any other hints and stuff you need, if I know it, I'll let you know. But I'll always say with a asterisk there that seek professional help. But I could give you a few hints that is pretty straightforward, you know, that are not really, you don't need to read a book on or anything like that. And I can I have two resin printers. One of them you have to level yourself, which is not bad for a resin printer, but if it still has resin on it, it sucks, because you have to make sure it's clean before you do the leveling, because you're leveling it on the screen. And now I bought an auto leveler one that levels every time it prints. I absolutely love it. I just put in what I put in the USB in there, and I print whatever I want to print, and it auto levels. Perfect. I don't have to worry about leveling the dang thing. I guess some negative sides to resin printing, by the way, is that if you have a failed print, you're going to have to empty out that resin from the vat. Basically, you pour the resin into this vat, the build plate comes down on it, and then it builds up. You've seen the resin printer do it before. But if it fails print, you want to empty out that vat. There's sometimes what they have is a clean option where it'll cure the bottom layer, and then you just remove that, and usually it's good. So you can, after the cleaning part, you can start printing again. But some printers, the older ones in particular, might not have that option. So you're gonna have to empty out the resin back into your bottle, look for that piece of thing. It'll more than likely be stuck to the bottom of the sheet, because it's cured on there. And then you have to remove it gently. Don't break the little plastic bottom. So again, something else you gotta look up is that if you know you have a failed print, how to properly remove it. It's always best to look at videos so you can see how they do it. Me letting you know, at least you can be aware of it, you know? You're not having to learn this the hard way. So, yeah, because if you don't clear out, like if there's a failed print and you miss it and you don't clear it out, depending on your printer, your little screen might come down and then you hear a snap. You just broke your screen on the bottom. There's a screen and then there's the vat that holds the resin, and that screen was what shoots the UV light. And if there's a piece in there that you didn't see, and that little plate comes down, it'll come all the way down to the screen and lift up. If there's something there, it'll break your screen. And there goes your screen. There goes your printer for now. And hopefully it didn't break the little plastic thing, because if it did, then all that resin is leaking out into your into your 3D printer. So a lot of precautions there. I'm making resin printing sound very scary. But I'd rather let people know ahead of time all the things that you have to be cautious about. So it's always nice to put a little like a tray underneath your 3D printer so that if it leaks, it's not leaking all over your house, just leaking into that tray. At least you can save your house, maybe not your 3D printer. So have I discouraged you from resin printing yet? Not my intentions, but good to know. Again, if you do all this prep work ahead of time, it's not really that scary. I absolutely love 3D printing in resin. I do hate the smell of it though. I think the cost for like 1,000 milligrams versus all this other stuff. Look at the 40K as easy as possible because you need to know a lot for this hobby and I don't want to be unprepared. I'll have to learn it. Well, yeah, for sure. But there's going to be things that you're going to have to learn the hard way because not everything, you know, I could tell you everything that you encounter. So, but it's good to know as much as possible before getting into it. But I'll say this too, for those who want to get into 3D printing, I suggest asking your place, wherever you play, to see if they're okay with 3D printed models. Because some places may not like that, you know, and some places may be cool and chill about it. So don't forget to ask first. Where I go play, they don't care. They just want to play honestly. As long as you tell them what models are what, and it makes sense for the most part, they're completely cool with it. I can't remember what Titus is. Oh, I gotta look up. Let's see if there's anything else black I can paint before I look them up. About that. Yes, official GW stores. I mean, I've never been to one, but I would assume they don't want anything unofficial in their store, you know, and I think that is very true. Where GW store, everything essentially has to be GW. They used to allow a percentage of your models not to be official, like you can customize it. I don't know what that's like anymore. But I would just assume the worst case, where it has to be official GW models. So if you have a local hobby store, most of them are not gonna necessarily care, but it's always best to find out. There could be some die-hard fans out there who says I won't play with anyone with proxy models or anything like that. Sure my screen doesn't go black for not moving the mouse a little bit. So I guess I probably won't be able to get Gilliman tonight in terms of the black on him. That'll be something for tomorrow, which will probably eat up a lot of the time, because getting those details, I have to be precise with the black on Gilliman. I'm gonna have to be precise with the gold on him as well. I use anything that's black. Well, so why Ultramarines? Well, you know, back in whenever I first played, it was Ultramarines, Blood Angels. What else did they have at the time? They didn't have too many chapters out, but I like the color. My favorite color is blue, so I went with blue. Easy and simple enough. I think they look cool. I like the color blue, and it's like, well, there we go. Boom. Problem solved. What is that? Aeonid deal? Well, I did go also, I don't have the model here. Oh, here's a 3D printed knight right here. Look how smooth that is. Yeah, I was test painting certain things, trying out different paints and stuff, trying to see if I could do that very easily, but not so much. But yeah, 3D printed model with a 3D printed base. I designed the base. Yeah. Well, I was going with I didn't really try my hardest in terms of that painted at hazardous. That's I think Iron Warriors. I was gonna go Iron Warriors back in the day because they were the only Chaos faction that could run 3 squads of Obliterators, and I'm like, hell yeah, Iron Warriors it is. Is it Iron Warriors or Iron? Yeah, Iron Warriors. I think it's Iron Warriors. I can't remember who was Iron Warriors or Iron Hands. I don't know if it's shoulders are gold or not. Let me take a look. Iron Wars, okay, yeah. I went back in 3rd, 4th, and 5th editions when I first initially played. 3rd was the first one, but I played through 4th and 5th. I went Space Marines, then I got into Fantasy, which I went with Beastmen, and then I went with Bretonnians because I like Knights. Then I was going to go Wood Elves, but then I also wanted to get a second army for my 40k, and I went with Tau. So, only bought one Wood Elf model, and I bought a few Tau models. Porto Rabo. Yeah. I went with them just because it did look cool, even though painting that would have been a biatch. But I more went along the lines because of the Obliterators. It's like they're the only one that can have, you know, X amount of Obliterators. I'm gonna go them. I want Obliterators. I think I had obliterators. I think I had a few of them. I think I sold them all because I didn't think I was gonna get back into the hobby. Ever since I moved and got this new job where I worked, what do you call it? I worked my schedule. I didn't think I didn't think I could play again because my schedule was just essentially whenever people play 40K. So it's like, well, I guess that's it. There goes Titus. Oh, what the? So he does have gold shoulders. They have warnings. No problem, man. If you ever need any more insight on anything, don't be afraid to ask. I like helping, but I always caution you to always do your research as well in a way. But at least hopefully I'm able to point you in the right direction. Yeah, hopefully I didn't scare you too much from resin. Oh, well, if you're looking for particular brands for resin printers, Elegoo and Anycubic. I've used both of those, and I trust both of those. I do use Anycubic more so though than Elegoo, but both are comparable. I would say auto leveling for FDM printers, absolutely mandatory. I would say auto leveling in general is mandatory. Trust me, you want to have, for FDM, you have to make sure it's complete auto leveling, because there's a couple of different ways they say auto leveling, but you want to make sure it's also Z auto leveling. Because you don't want to sit there, if you don't level it right, you'll have failed prints. So you have to make sure that your level is right. And mind you, that's on both FDM and resin. Resin might be a little bit more forgivable in terms of like once you level it once, it's pretty good for a long time. I think FDM is good for a little bit, but you have to make sure it's level. Because you always remove the the plate when you remove the pieces on it. Whereas same with the resin one too. Every time you remove the models off of it, you always have a chance of misaligning something, and then you start printing something. All of a sudden, you come to the end of it, and it's just nothing. So to me, auto leveling is mandatory. It makes life so much easier. You don't have to worry about leveling the things. Just one less thing to worry about when you're 3D printing. Yeah, if you, this specific playlist? Hold on. I do have in the description the YouTube channel. A lot of their songs are really good. I'm more for like a electronic, techno, EDM thing, Good beats, fast beats, I love it. And 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 the I should have the channel name on my description, but if you want this specific playlist, I can give it to you. Oh, that didn't play. Hold on, I have to kind of do some fancy maneuvering here. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, I think that should be the correct one. I didn't copy it, but you know. If you pull it up, it should be like a guy on a motorcycle with like a big towering hotel building behind him, with advertisement going up the one side. Yeah, no problem, man. Glad you stopped by too. I'm glad I could help you out as well, and hopefully I can give you more information if you need it. And if you get into 40K, I definitely want to see your models, man. I have a Discord where I have people just post their, you know, their painting and stuff. Definitely would love to see your army and your painting. Oop, missed the back end there. Oh man, I thought that was gonna be enough time. Looks like it just ended. Alright, no problem. Okay. I'm actually gonna call it right here. Didn't get as much as a painting as I'd hoped, because all the painting I've been doing was very kind of tedious kind of paint, so that slows me down quite a bit. But that's alright, you know, at least again, every day, at least an hour every day, I've tried to paint. And I'm getting closer and closer to getting at least the models that I use painted. Eventually I have a complete 2,000 point army that I regularly play, fully painted, and then I'll paint up the rest of my models that I use for extras. So anyways, I try to stream every day around 4 to 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and try to stream for at least an hour so I can try to paint up my army, I'll try to paint up my Space Marines, my Tau, my O-12 from Infinity, my Underworlds, my MCP, Marvel Crisis Protocol. So there's a lot of models I gotta paint, and then I gotta 3D print some models that look freaking cool that I want to paint anyways. A little bit every day, exactly. And I have gotten a lot done, honestly. Just 1 hour every day, I try to focus on that, and you'll be surprised how much you can get done. So anyways, I'm gonna pause right here. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up the sound down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.